Apple juice that you consume daily hides disturbing secrets that the industry prefers to keep hidden from consumers. The idyllic image of sunny orchards and fresh apples contrasts brutally with the industrial reality. The manufacturing process involves controversial practices that consumers would never imagine exist in production. Firstly, apples used are rarely those perfect ones displayed on attractive packaging materials. Fruits rejected for fresh sale due to spots, deformities, and damage compose the main raw material. Apples fallen on the ground, partially rotten and infested, frequently enter the production process. The industry justifies this, arguing that cooking and filtration eliminate any sanitary risk completely. However, using deteriorated fruits compromises nutritional quality and flavor of the final product significantly. Pesticides accumulated in conventional apples remain partially even after intensive processing methods. Studies detect residues of multiple agrochemicals in commercial juices tested randomly across brands. Superficial washing does not completely remove substances that penetrated the pulp during growth. Regular consumption, especially by children, exposes vulnerable organisms to worrying chemical cocktails. Apples can remain stored for months in chambers with controlled atmosphere before processing begins. During prolonged storage, fungi and bacteria proliferate, compromising the integrity of the fruits. Patulin, a carcinogenic fungal toxin, develops in moldy apples used in juice production. Regulations establish maximum limits, but enforcement is inconsistent and violations occur frequently throughout industry. The juice extraction process reveals industrial methods that distance the product from natural origins. Apples are dumped into enormous tanks where chlorinated water removes superficial dirt from surfaces. Whole fruits, including peels, seeds, and even stems, are crushed into homogeneous pulp. Synthetic enzymes are added to maximize liquid extraction from the crushed pulp efficiently. These pectinase enzymes break down cell walls, releasing more juice than traditional methods would. However, the process also releases undesirable compounds and dramatically alters the nutritional profile. Industrial pressing applies extreme pressures, squeezing out every last possible drop of liquid. The extracted juice is cloudy, brown, and possesses a bitter taste unappealing to consumers. Chemical clarification removes turbidity using substances like gelatin, bentonite, and activated charcoal. These binding agents capture suspended particles that are subsequently filtered out and discarded. Along with impurities, vitamins, antioxidants, and beneficial fibers are also drastically removed. The resulting juice is translucent liquid, almost devoid of original nutrients from the fruit. Pasteurization at high temperatures destroys pathogens, but also eliminates thermosensitive enzymes and vitamins. Natural vitamin C practically disappears, being subsequently added synthetically to fortify the product. Consumers believe they are consuming natural juice when in reality it is industrially reconstituted liquid. The intensive chemical process transforms a nutritious fruit into an unrecognizable processed beverage entirely. Concentration and reconstitution represent even more shocking practices widely used throughout the industry. Extracted juice is boiled under vacuum, removing water and drastically reducing the volume. The resulting concentrate contains 5 to 6 times less volume, facilitating storage and transport. This practice allows importing cheap concentrate from distant countries like China and Argentina. Concentrates can remain stored in drums for years before being reconstituted for consumption. During prolonged storage, oxidation and degradation significantly compromise nutritional and sensory quality. When reconstituted, water is added again along with recovered artificial aromas for flavor. The aroma recovery process captures volatile compounds lost during the concentration phase. These aromas are reinserted, creating the illusion of freshness and natural apple flavor. In reality, the aromatic profile is industrially standardized, having little to do with original fruits. Different apple varieties produce distinct flavors, but the final product is completely homogenized. Blends of juices from various origins are mixed, eliminating regional and varietal characteristics. Consumers have no idea that 100% apple juice may contain fruits from multiple continents. Traceability is practically impossible, making it difficult to identify the real origin of apples used. This opacity allows the industry to use lower-cost raw materials without transparency to consumers. Fraudulent adulteration of juices represents an endemic problem rarely detected by ordinary consumers. Illegal addition of cheap sugars like corn syrup increases sweetness while significantly reducing costs. Nutritional comparison between fresh apple and industrialized juice reveals dramatically alarming differences between products. The whole apple provides essential fibers that satiate and beneficially regulate digestion processes. Clarified juice is devoid of fibers, transforming into concentrated concentrated sugar liquid without substance. A medium apple contains approximately 95 calories, while a glass of juice has 120 calories or more. The absence of fibers in juice causes rapid glycemic spikes similar to sugary sodas. This effect stimulates insulin release, potentially contributing to long-term insulin resistance development. Children consuming juice regularly present higher risk of obesity and dental cavities significantly. Pediatricians recommend drastically limiting juice consumption, even those labeled as natural or organic. Fresh apple provides vitamin C, potassium, and antioxidants in significant beneficial quantities. Industrial processing destroys a large part of these valuable nutrients, making juice nutritionally inferior. Artificial fortification with synthetic vitamin C does not replicate the nutritional complexity of whole fruit. Beneficial phytochemical compounds present in the peel are lost during clarification and filtration. Chewing whole apple promotes dental health through mechanical cleaning and salivary stimulation. Drinking juice exposes teeth to sugars and acids without the benefit of mastication. The satiety provided by whole apple helps control appetite and total caloric consumption. Juice does not adequately satiate, leading to excessive consumption of harmful empty calories. Deceptive marketing perpetuates myths about apple juice health benefits to vulnerable consumers worldwide. Advertisements show healthy children running in orchards, suggesting naturalness and purity of product. The reality of industrial production contrasts grotesquely with the bucolic images presented everywhere. Slogans like "made with real fruits" are technically true but profoundly misleading. Packages display images of fresh, appetizing apples that do not represent actual raw material. Associations between juice consumption and health are exaggerated without solid scientific foundation. The industry sponsors studies that conveniently conclude benefits of regular juice consumption. Independent research frequently contradicts health claims promoted by manufacturers and marketing departments. Well-intentioned parents offer juice believing they are adequately and healthily nourishing their children. In reality, they would be better serving water and whole fruits that are nutritionally superior. The powerful industry lobbying influences nutritional guidelines and school feeding policies significantly. Juices are frequently permitted in schools while sodas are prohibited, despite obvious similarities. The distinction between juice and soda is less significant than marketing persuasively suggests. Both provide sugary liquid calories without substantial compensatory nutritional benefits for health. Nutritional education should emphasize consumption of whole fruits over processed juices completely. The necessary cultural change requires challenging comfortable narratives perpetuated by the food industry. Current regulations are insufficient to protect consumers from systematic deceptive practices throughout industry. The environmental impact of apple juice production is rarely considered by conscious consumers. Intensive monocultures of apple trees depend heavily on pesticides, fungicides, and chemical fertilizers. These agrochemicals contaminate soils, aquifers, and surrounding ecosystems, causing lasting damage. Biodiversity suffers dramatically in conventional orchards, transformed into ecological deserts completely. Pollinators like bees are decimated by exposure to widely used neonicotinoids in agriculture. Soil erosion occurs in poorly managed orchards, especially on sloped terrain vulnerable. Massive water consumption for irrigation depletes water resources in arid regions significantly. Industrial processing requires significant energy for refrigeration, pasteurization, and transportation logistics. The carbon footprint of juice imported from distant continents is substantially higher than local. Individual packaging like Tetra Pak cartons generate waste difficult to recycle adequately. Plastic PET bottles contribute to ocean pollution and accumulation in landfills worldwide.